What's happening?
That was a pretty intense little moment of bromance there.
I don't remember that.
No?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Nothing happened.
you just gleam me?
Sparkling. That's what vampires do, right?
Right.
That's what they do.
Can you talk about maybe the reset?
I can't.
Oh, no?
I can't do it. No, I'm sorry. What?
Kind of, the whole, your structure, all of your characters that were around you and supported your story are kind of now gone.
Yeah, they are, aren't
So is this season kind of a building up of the Boston chapter?
they? Yeah. Well, sort of. I mean, nothing really goes to plan in this season. If anyone is trying to do something or wants something to happen, the writers make sure they fail. I mean, it's really dark stuff this year. I mean, if Aiden had sort of the darker turn last year, well, this year the other two roommates are not far behind him. It's going to get gruesome.
How much can we look into maybe Hegeman's role for season 2? Does he kind of become the new bishop in your life? Because 200 years of history have now kind of been wiped. Obviously, he can come back in flashbacks, but somebody needs to be, I guess, looking over him.
I will just say that everything is extremely unpredictable, and these plans that are laid, things get derailed and things go wrong, and the most dangerous thing is the fact that Aiden has to interface very directly with the vampire culture, which is what he's trying to get away from. So he's got to hang out with his old drug buddies, and it puts him in some bad positions. And he's trying his best, but boy, that they waste no time in getting him having some backsliding.
Is that a theme that we're going to see also in season 2? Kind of his fall, his temptations, getting the best of him, and the constant falling, but you get back up.
You shall see, because some of the bad things he does are done for very good reasons, or done out of loyalty, or are things that, because the guy does have a moral compass. He's actually a man of conscience, but he's in a very strange world and a place where what the right thing to do is not entirely clear in any way. So we're going to see some really. I think it's a darker season. I think that's an understatement.
Another thing I saw about Aiden is that he was willing to make other vampires, Celine and Rebecca, and
he didn't make Rebecca though. That was Bishop.
Oh, that's right.
Bishop. He killed Rebecca, and Bishop took that opportunity to turn her because he said he wanted to know, okay, what is it about this girl that made him lose control? Can we use that? And as for Celine, that was, I think that was out of grief for what had happened with Rebecca.
So is he still going to be very reserved as far as being willing to make other vampires?
Maybe at first. You'll see. I'm trying to figure out how to tease this stuff without giving you major spoilers, but I will say this. The turning thing is not something that he takes lightly at all. It's a big deal, especially since, remember that the Dutch had decreed that Bishop's, army, that they were called there because Bishop was building huge amounts of people, and that's a big no-no. You don't do that lightly, and you don't build a huge army. So you'll see what happens.
Are we going to see any other abilities or new powers come out that we haven't seen before?
I think this season he learns to shoot laser beams out of his eyes. I think the next season he learns how to blow cold through his mouth. What we will see is, you hear these. You do hear about how he was so formidable in combat, and then we see him get his ass handed to him a few times, but put up some good shows. We see him a little bit more on his game in this one, where you see that no, this guy is actually quite capable physically. So that's kind of cool. I like, they let me get a little bit more fancy with the fights.
Does Aiden try any more food? Any of Josh's food this season?
What's funny is there were quite a few deleted moments where he was trying food and had to be cut because the episodes ran long or something like that. I'm sure he will probably sample more of Josh's cuisine, but Josh is a terrible cook. He's awful.
So he's not as good as he makes himself.
No. Aiden would just eat cereal all day otherwise.
And this is maybe kind of a fan question. What are you guys going to do with the house, the inside of the house? Because You
You
guys
should see it. The inside of the house is awesome this year. It's amazing. Yeah, they went. I'll put it this way. They went to a they went to a flea store. Flea store? They bought fleas.
nice.
Said it on purpose. I'm backing it up. They went to buy a bunch of fleas and bought them, brought them home, and spread them out across the house. No, they went to the flea market and just stocked up. You should see the house. It's ridiculous.
So no IKEA for these guys.
No, they couldn't afford that. No.